Will you help me? Will you help me? Will you help me?
Welcome everybody to the Best Kills Movie Club interviews. Once again, press the share button now in counting. That's right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chop Block TV, Best Kills Movie Club interviews. Anyways, let's go ahead and let you guys know what we got planned today. That's right. We are doing an interview with Deborah Voorhees, a 16-year journalist, a filmmaker, writer, editor, teacher, scream queen. Once again, you guys press the share button in the name of horror. And we're going to get my bloody buddy co-host Mick Strawn up in here, as well as Deborah Voorhees. So here we go. Let's do it. Everybody, let's do a Skype dance. Here we go, everybody. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. There we go. There we go. We got Mick. Hold on. Let's see. We got the Skype lines open. Hopefully we can do our Skype dance. Let's see.
Mom?
There we go. Hello.
Hi, guys.
There we go. We got Deborah. Okay, it actually worked that time and actually got three-way at the same time.
Why?
I'm so sorry. I was having trouble signing in. I don't know why.
Oh, you're good. You're good. But anyways, I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day to come by right here on the Best Kills Movie Club. How you doing today?
I'm terrific. Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Oh, well, thank you very much. You're an amazing person. I have to say, you're busy all the time, and I just love your bizarre background.
Indeed, for real. Very colorful, I have to say.
I have definitely lived a good life.
Yes.
I have no complaints. If I die tomorrow, I'll be good. I'll be like, okay, did it. I'm good.
You did. I love the fact that in so many different ways that but bizarreness has followed you much like it followed me. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Once again,
Nice.
everybody, thank you guys for tuning in. We got Cindy Logan in the house, Creeper Mama. How you doing, Stephanie Lee Chavez? What's good, everybody? Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Press the share button and welcome our guest.
Well, so Deborah,
Yes.
I know that you're working on Fanboy 13. I finally got a chance to catch up with your journalistic background, and you're a writer and stuff, so you're not just a pretty face, but I'm going to add that you are a pretty face.
Indeed.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And speaking of pretty faces, me and Mick were talking about this a couple of shows ago about how DB usually gets a lot of stuff mixed up. And under the section it said something about you being a Playboy bunny.
That is actually true. Yes, I was a bunny.
Okay,
It was at the Dallas Club in Texas.
Oh,
Awesome.
That's great. I love the widely varied career. It's certainly. Have you ever found that altogether it makes you a more well-rounded and bizarre person?
I think so. For me, I love learning new things. And so going into different professions and stuff has always been a great challenge. And for me, filmmaking is the ultimate challenge because it's one of the hardest things that you'll ever do. If you're taking a film from beginning to end, I mean, if you're doing one section of the film, it's not quite as demanding. But if you're taking a film from the very beginning, kernel idea, through the screenwriting, to the raising money, to pre-production, to production, to post-production, to distribution, it's a bear.
Oh yeah, but you come all the way from having a hard journalistic background. I mean, I don't know if anybody ever asked you about that, but I found that fascinating. Tell me something about some of your journalists. You seem to be like one of those thorn in the side of everybody journalists. Hard bitten, hard drinking, hard smoking, that kind of person.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, when I read all of it, and especially when it got to the work down in Mexico and stuff like that,
Yep.
I kept thinking to myself, to see you in chaps on a horse, smoking a cigar, and at the same time, and for some reason, I don't know how you actually smoked a cigar and wrote in a notebook at the same time, but you were doing that. You were absolutely doing that.
Multi-talented.
Multi-talented.
You envisioned me with the cigar, but
Yeah.
that was true. But I did ride illegally into the Badlands of Mexico for a story, and I did it horseback ride through an area down in deep South Texas. So it was definitely interesting going the other way.
And you killed a supernatural being, or I should say, you were killed by a supernatural being, and you're still here. How does today's modern woman actually handle all?
It's hard. I've survived having a knife plunged into my chest. I've had my throat slit and garden shears through the eyes. You just have to look death in the face and say, not today.
That's right. That is right.
Well, and as you well know, I mean, I personally have been on horror film sets for most of my life, and you have to admit that just being on a set, just being on a horror set, is actually pretty hard in and of itself.
Right. It is a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
You know, I mean, there's a lot that goes into making everything look so real. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always I don't know if you know, but I was a production designer for 30 years, and I did a lot of effects designing and second.
I did. I'm fangirling over here a bit.
It's like, Nick, you're burning up.
Well, the thing that I was going to say is it's very few. I noticed how much the fandom loves you. I mean, just love you. And I've thought it was interesting, especially considering how many people have passed through the Friday the 13th
franchise there,
canon films. How you kind of are on the top of I mean, from victimhood.
Right.
Oh, for real. I was doing some homework today, too. I actually researched, Deborah, and there's a Acid Pop Cult podcast that has a ranking of the top 12 boobs of the Friday the 13th franchise. And guess where you ranked, Deborah? Number 1.
You know what? I have to beg your forgiveness.
Yes.
For my absolutely disgusting part.
I'm not being disgusting.
You see what I have to deal with all the time.
Well, I'll just say that I'll thank my Aunt Ava. So.
She
From
voted
what
for
my
you
mom
twice.
tells me, that's where I got them.
Oh, there you go. Well, and let's lead on then into Fanboy 13.
Yes.
This is a brilliant idea. Was this your concept from the get-go?
Thank you. Well, how it started was I was talking with my producing partner, Joel Paul Reisig, and we were actually discussing some other films that we were working on. And he's just asked me about horror conventions and what it was like going, what kind of people are there and stuff. And I told him, I mean, horror fans are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And, despite some people's opinions thinking that horror fans may be, in the closet, planning the real. It couldn't be further from the truth.
It's so true.
Who, and I mean that in the kindest of ways, big kids who love to dress up.
Right.
And play. I mean, they may have these really scary outfits, but they lift that mask up and they've got these big, bright smiles and their eyes are twinkling and everything. And so, he said, well, was there ever anything that was ever scary? And I said, no, really not at a convention. I said, I had a couple scary things happen outside of a convention. And I said, I can't say for sure if it was per se a fan or just like a crazy person or somebody playing a prank. But, a couple things that kind of scared me. One happened when on Messenger. And this happened actually to several Friday people, and so it may have been the same person, but the message was, wouldn't it be cool if you died like you died in Friday the 13th?
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
It's like, no. In a make-believe world, it's really cool and fun. In real life, no, not at all. And that really spooked me. Another time, the one that really got to me, though, what came to my personal phone. And I was in my office. It was dark, outside. I had a big window there. I could, just kind of see into nothing except for some shapes of some trees and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a series of messages. And one of them says basically that he's watching me now.
Hell no.
And
what's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah, there you go. But he did make it clear that he knew me from Friday the 13th and at least claimed to be a fan. Now, was he a fan? I don't know. It could have, just like I said, been a prank. But it wasn't funny to me. It really frightened me. And Joel was just like, this is a movie. And I was just like, Yeah, I see where you're going with this, and I agree, but not
Why-
really thinking I want to go this route because like why do you want to get into that subject? It's a scary subject. It's frightening.
Yes.
Let's face it. There is a certain point where you want to break that cycle of art imitating life, imitating art, imitating life.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, you don't need to insert yourself in there anywhere.
Right. And so, but I took several days and literally did a lot of pacing and a lot of not sleeping. And, but at the end of it, I was like, this is really a good movie. It needs to be made. And, the fans have been asking me about bringing the Friday the 13th people back into a film for a long time.
Right.
And I thought, this is the perfect avenue. It's absolutely perfect. An obsessed fan stalking with the intent to kill his favorite actresses from Friday the 13th.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
and this is a very intense film. As you know, it's not a part of the franchise.
Right.
But it's a full-length feature film, and it is, think of the movies like Hush and Cape Fear, and add in the horror kills everybody loves, and that's what we're making.
Awesome.
It's such a great idea, and I can't think of anybody more qualified to put it all together.
For real.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Yeah.
And speaking of bravo, you had a piece actually went into a Shakespeare Film Festival, Hip Hop Hamlet.
Right, I did. That was
awesome.
in Kenneth Branagh's Shakespeare Film Festival in Stratford-upon-Avon. I'm a Shakespeare geek, so
That
I was
is awesome.
totally geeking out there.
That's so cool.
Well, bravo, because that's definitely really big, man. Get it in there in the Shakespeare Film Festival, definitely great.
Right, thank you.
And let's see, I was looking at a couple other ones. You were on Days of Our Lives, Riptide, Othello. Did you actually direct that?
I did, and
Awesome.
I rewrote it. It's a short, Othello, Goodnight, My Sweet, and I took the final death scene and rewrote it. It's still in Shakespearean language, but I wanted that piece to have the full feeling of the film, so I brought in elements and dialogue from there to make that work.
Awesome.
Oh, great.
That's great. Awesome. So, okay, go ahead, Mick. I only got one more question.
I was just going to ask, so where are you at in the filming of Fanboy 13? Have you started principal?
Our goal is early 2019.
Great.
I think we're going to make that. We'll probably, what I'm thinking is to set up everything that I need to shoot out in Los Angeles first.
Right.
And then I'll be setting up to get everything shot here in New Mexico. And then I have one other major city that I need to hit. And I'm looking at some different conventions, and my convention agent, Sean Clark, he is trying to help me line up something because I'm going to need to bring in, I'm hoping, I'd like to get it set up where I've got a lot of in the cast, a lot of people in the cast.
We'll be at cons.
Not everybody would be there, but I do need several people there.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, that's great because you are dealing with people all over the United States.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's
Right.
a great way to pull them together.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's anyway. Best of luck.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you.
Like I said, all the fans that I've talked to, they absolutely cannot wait to see this film. Just the storyline, everything about it, the characters that are going to be there, just amazing.
Well, I'm really proud of the script that we've come up with. My producing partner, Joel Paul Reisig, and I worked on a really heavily detailed first 30 pages, or not first 30 pages, full outline. And when I say full outline, I mean I knew every scene.
Awesome.
And everything was going to happen. And then I went in and finished it up. And we're going to do a little bit of rewriting to accommodate some new people coming in. But it has a lot of twists and turns. You're not going to know who the killer is until the very end. It's you know, Tom Matthews, as he said, he goes. He said, well, he basically said, you're not going to believe it. It's nothing like what you're expecting. It's
Awesome.
just, there's a lot of twists and turns. And, you know, just think of that edge of your seat. I want that, you know, where you're just, oh my God, what's going to happen next kind of feel.
Yeah. So you're kind of basing this more as a suspense, Hitchcockian kind of thing, correct?
That, well, yes, it will have the suspense, yes, that kind of Hitchcockian feel to it.
Yeah.
It will thriller and horror. I'm really marrying, you know, several genres in there.
Oh, I honestly, as being a fan of horror films and otherwise working in them for years, I really can't wait to see it. By the way, something that I thought was really interesting is that in general, you were saying that, and I'm not saying this to take away anything from your fandom or stardom, but in general, you're not, you wouldn't go out and watch a horror film.
Oh, you know, that was true at one time, because I was a huge chicken. It really was the thing that brought me to horror. And, and as I didn't want to disappoint them. They'd ask me to see a movie, and I'd be like,
oh yeah,
I'm scared. You know, and I finally got to the point where I could start watching the movies like this instead of like this. So that I wasn't completely going up underneath the covers kind of thing. And so, and over time, then I started to really enjoy them. I'm like, wow, these are really interesting and really good. And now I really enjoy them. I still will not watch a scary movie alone, though. My husband absolutely has to be there. And if it's really scary, he's not allowed to go to the bathroom without me.
Oh, there you go.
Let alone the movie. If he's going to the refrigerator to get something, I'm either going with them or the movie has to be paused because I'm not staying in there by myself.
That's so great, because when I first started out myself, I don't know that I was a huge fan of horror films. Mm-hmm. And that it happened as I was learning about how to film them and how to do them. I became more and more of a fan as I went along, and I was just curious in seeing that notation about you. And I thank you for joining the crowd, though.
I'm so glad I did, because in turn, I've seen some really great movies and have really enjoyed it. And I have such a great respect for the people making these films. I mean, so many of us are making them, on indie budgets. And, the reality is you can make fantastic films on indie budgets.
Yes. Absolutely.
You don't have to have it through the roof, kind of money. But yeah, I love what I do. I'm so excited and so thrilled about getting this one off the ground. And man, the swell up since I announced it, which really wasn't that long ago. We're only talking about approximately 40 days ago that I announced it. And the people who have been contacting me and trying to, either help or support or whatever, the outpouring has been unbelievable. I'm really honored.
That's awesome.
Well, I absolutely wish you the best of luck, and I have my first taste of working in the Friday the 13th genre itself coming up this year, also on Vengeance. So
nice.
I'm going to be working as their production designer and first AD.
Yes.
Just so that and we'll all be filming at the same time. And good luck to all of us, damn it.
Yes, for real.
Absolutely.
It is a beautiful year for horror. That's what I'm talking about. And once again, Deborah, I want to say thank you very much from the bottom of our blood-soaked hearts for coming on the Best Kills Movie Club interview. You were saying on a live feed that you were giving a chance to let people be a part of the film. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Absolutely. Well, there's several things that people can do. One, we have an Indiegogo campaign. movie, and so you want to get your name in the credits. Get your name in the credits. You know, the cheapest that you can get it in for, it's $13. That's less than a movie and popcorn.
Hell yeah!
You know, I mean, it's well worth it. And what I tell people is, do you want to be with your popcorn and your soda pop watching the movie without your name in the credits or with it in the credits?
Exactly.
I think you'd rather watch it with it.
That's great.
So,
that's great.
We also have the opportunity to be a producer, to be killed in the film. I'm holding auditions for horror fans when we're getting a lot.
That's great.
So
That's great.
It's going to take me a while to get through them all. I'm hoping to be able to bring on one or two, maybe three people who have never acted, but they just have some natural talent.
There you go.
Otherwise, you know, of course, we'll be doing regular casting as well, but it would be really nice to be able to bring somebody on who would love something like this. Awesome. We also have an opportunity for people to submit music, because we've got a lot of talented people in horror. They can submit music for the film. I have a composer. He's an award-winning composer named Tamer Sure. Absolutely brilliant.
Awesome.
And but I am going to have some places in the film where I need some popular music. One of the pieces that is going to be used is Ari Lehman's song "Victim."
Oh, cool.
That's going to be in a really intense spot. You guys probably heard it, and it's got that really intense beat. Just, you know, it's just really hard driving. And I think it's going to be perfect for this one scene I have in mind.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, it's a, so there's lots and lots of opportunities. Oh, I have a place where there's in the house, in one of the houses where there's going to be a lot of horror art on the wall. And so I'm inviting horror artists to submit their art. It will have to be things that don't have copyright involved in it. So some people have to think about that for what they're submitting. And then, this is something that's really cool. And I think I only have 2 or 3 of these left, where you can get a family photo. There's
that'd be great.
Where, you know how, you know, sometimes they pan the photos to show the photos, family photos and friends photos, you know, laid out. We have one where murder is taking place and they're going to be blood splattered. So you get your family photo in there.
And the beautiful blood-soaked patterns. Once again, that's awesome.
Somebody's putting something on a picture up on a refrigerator, and there's some room for there's a room for, you know, family photos there as well. So I have a few spots where it could work nicely.
Oh, that's great. That's
and
great.
we have characters that can be named after you.
Hey,
So, yeah.
That's cool. Well, once again, I want to say thank you for tuning in. Let's go ahead and take a couple questions from everybody tuning in here. Let's see. We got Creeper Mama creeping in. How you doing? We got Kristen, Cindy Brown, Logan, Lee Ann Ford Smith is here. Welcome, Adam. Thank you, Biggs, Jason Palmer. How you guys doing? Once again, thank you, Chris, for tuning in. Everybody, Raven Rose. But yeah, if you guys got any questions for Deborah, go ahead and rattle them off now. Thank you, Kristen, for joining.
Can I ask you a quick question? And this is I know that this is like a stupid question that everybody asks, but now that you started to get into horror films, what's your favorite horror film?
Oh, that's easy for me. I mean, I have several that I really, really, really love. But my all-time favorite is The Bad Seed, and that's been my favorite.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good pick.
I mean, you know, think about it. Come on. A blonde pigtailed little girl, serial killer. Do you get any scarier? I love that film. I love it.
That's a wonderful thing.
Awesome. Let's see. Finger that from. Let's see. Awesome. Once again, I want to say thank you for coming in. Deborah says, Cindy asked Deborah, when did you start acting?
I started, let's see,
Was it Innocent Prey?
19. No, it was I was 19,
Okay.
and I did an episode of the television show Dallas.
Okay.
And then after that, it was Innocent Prey.
Okay, cool. That was 84, right?
That sounds actually no, wait, no, it would have been earlier than that.
Oh, wow.
Innocent Prey may have been, but the Dallas show I was 19.
Okay.
So it would have been more like let's see, 81 probably.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Questions, everybody. Once again, a big round of applause. Let's see. I used to watch Dallas as Cindy Logan.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Awesome. That's awesome. And once again, Deborah, do you have a website you would like to rattle off to everybody?
I do. It's VorhesFilms.com.
Okay.
And I also have a Facebook horror group, which is called Deborah Voorhees Sheer Horror Group. And I am always at my max or close to it on my personal page. So go to the horror group because that's where I spend my time anyway.
There you go.
Cool.
Awesome. Let's see. Raven Rose asks, what movie scene of any movie you have been in that has scared you or bothered you the most?
I'm a weirdo in that way. My feeling is that it'll probably end up being this one. But I really have never been scared on a movie set yet.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, we did a shoot with Vincent and here for our Indiegogo campaign video. It's not anything about the movie. It's just a little mini horror movie telling about Indiegogo. And he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. I mean, he's just super friendly and incredibly competent and an incredible actor as well behind the mask. And, you know, he could put on the mask and there's nothing intimidating. Everything's fine until he gets into character. And there was a moment when he was in character. I was like, oh, shit, this guy... And I was like, yeah, he might just scare me. I'll let you know if it actually does get to me then. But so far, you know, because it's hard to get scared on a movie set because there's so many people around.
Oh,
you know?
Absolutely. Because the thing is if you're looking in front of your scene, you know, the most people that you have in a scene is like two to 5 or something like that, but you have to understand you have 30 people looking at you.
Right.
Exactly.
And behind them are trailers and everything else.
Right. And so that just really takes that fear away. But I have heard many actresses and actors say that they did get spooked and it was scary on a film set. So I completely understand how that can happen. And maybe it's the nature of the way my kills happened. They were more abrupt and quick, unexpected. Maybe if there had to have been that build up, which, you know, that maybe that would have changed it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Let's see. We have, Van Shane says, how is it working with all these legends?
I tell you, I couldn't be more thrilled. I keep pinching myself, and I wake up and I'm like going, is this really happening or am I dreaming?
Let's see. Cindy says, were you ever scared on Friday the 13th?
No, I really was never scared.
Okay. And Creeper Mama says, do you have any kids? If so, are there in any movies?
No, I don't have any biological children, okay. But I have a goddaughter whom I'm really close to, and I have a little 8-year-old who is, I call him my adopted grandbaby. And I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm helping to homeschool him. So he's quite I'm his lead teacher right now. And he was cracking me up the other day. He told me, because he's all, you know, all.
Hello? No! Somebody. Mick! Hold on. Something. Hold on. We got a Skype. Somebody, I think Mick probably pressed one of his buttons on accident. Hold on. Mick! What did you do? Hold on. I'm going to get him back. Anyway, man, that sucked. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Once again, everybody, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to the Best Kills Movie Club interview. We're going to go ahead and get them back on the line here, hopefully. Let's see if we can get this in. There we go. Join the call. Here we go. Hold on. Okay. Hello. Is everybody?
Hey!
Okay, well, I was like, what the heck? Are you guys all there?
Exactly.
Okay, there was some type of weird Skype issue. I was like, you guys just disappeared for a second.
Yeah, everything went blank.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
That's what happens. That's what happens when I talk. Everything just goes blank.
He pressed the button. It was Mick this time. He pressed the big red button.
Big red button, right?
All right, once again, I want to say thank you, Deborah, for coming on the show. Once again, you guys, make sure to go check out and support 13 Fanboy. And once again, a big shout out to our podcast sponsorships with Fangoria, Chop Block TV, Butcher Media. Once again, everybody, press the share button in the name of horror. And if that's it, if you got anything to add, Mick, we'll go ahead and let Deborah get out of here, and we can go ahead and
Deborah,
chop it up a little bit more.
It's so nice talking to you, and you know, we'll probably meet on the con circuit at some point, and best of luck on Fanboy 13.
Definitely.
I'm absolutely rooting for you, and have a nice day.
Definitely.
Eat a green thing.
Thank you guys so much. I so appreciate you. I'm honored that you had me on your show.
Oh, no problem. Definitely. And once again, everybody, go support this film. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. And thank you, Deborah.
Thank you guys.
And we'll have to definitely do a follow-up after the movie's released and all that good stuff and get all that positive feedback from you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
Best of luck. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So now I'm stuck alone here with you.
I know, damn it.
What the hell?
I know. I got some lotion. I mean, I need to get a new tan line. My
You're
tan
the
lines.
worst. I love the way that you thought to yourself ahead of time that you were going to bring up her boobs. And,
I know.
And it was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. And what's the first damn thing that you
I know.
do?
I couldn't help it because I was doing some research on other podcasts that's already worked with her.
That makes you a terrible person. That is what makes you a terrible person.
Shame on me. That's why you're the good one, Mick.
I am the good one. I am the good one.
But no, man, I couldn't help it. I seen it. The Acid Pop Cult podcast had a nice little solid ranking 1 through 12, and she happened to be number 1.
Well, there you go.
But once again, what's up, Cindy? Everybody in the comments. Mick pressed the bad button.
Yeah, I didn't press any damn button. You know what? I will take full credit of taking us off the air if I actually did it intentionally.
Okay, I'll
Because
take that.
that can only be a good thing. Nobody needs us. Nobody needs us.
It's funny because we're getting so many people contacting us back to do interviews. We haven't even got to talk about any of the movies that we're reviewing.
I know. It's and we still wanted to talk about Santa Claus conquering
Mars.
Conquering Mars.
I still gotta watch it.
But first, Deborah Voorhees brought up something really interesting about being scared on set, and I wanted to tell a story about that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, you know how that goes.
Oh, I can only imagine, Mick.
So, working on Nightmare on Elm Street 4, we had Rachel Talalay, and we had a lot of people. We had a coordinator. Her name was Karen Koch, and Karen, she was the production coordinator, which is about the 4th person down the line from being the producer on set. You know, the person that everybody is running to, right?
Yeah.
But it just turned out that there was a night when we were working in the church set. Right?
Oh yeah, that's epic.
Yeah, and so I'll tell you something about that set that nobody notices in a little bit. But we had all those pews out there, and we it was the last thing that we were filming, and everybody was completely stressed out. We had been working, constantly for months, and everybody was kind of like at each other's throats, and they were working really, really late. I mean, they were like up to their 24th hour.
Jesus.
I think we had one day that we went 28 hours. Woo. The last day of filming was 28
Coffee.
Yeah. Okay. Coffee. Okay. So anyway, there was the fourth person down the line of being the person that everybody shoots at. All of a sudden, at 3 o'clock in the morning, it became Deborah Koch, and Rachel was gone. Everybody was gone, and they're in 24 hours, and you can imagine everybody's like just ready to kill each other, and she's called out to set to end a dispute that Robert's got. Okay, because there was kind of like a lot of friction between what was to be filmed by Robert and what was to be filmed by the stuntman, and we were talking about walking on the top of the pews, and the problem was that of course the problem is that in walking on the tops of the pews, we needed a stuntman to do that because it was so easy. It would have been so easy to just break your foot, right? Slip and fall, right? So Robert thinks that he's the one that should be doing it. So he's standing up on the edge of a pew, right? And he's bouncing up there, and he starts to tell Karen off. Karen is sitting in the pew. He is on the pew ahead of her, talking down at her, had the claw on and the full makeup, and and they're going back and forth, and she tells a story, and it's in the book, and it's all about how, as the conversation went on, she being really tired, started to misplace Robert Englund with Freddie, and finally at one point she's looking up, and Robert's and all of a sudden she just totally, it turns around on her, and she thinks that she's in her own nightmare, and that is up here and is going to come down and get her. And so in the middle of the discussion, she just burst out into tears.
Oh man.
And Robert all of a sudden stops and goes, "Oh, whoa, 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 whoa," and he gets down and has to hug her. So talk about being frightened on set. And
yeah. Robert in full gear.
Yeah, right. Robert in just full Robert and just going on. Yeah. But the odd thing, and I'll tell you, this is something that you don't know about that set, but that it wasn't a set. There was no set there.
Wow.
Here's the thing. Here's what it was. We were running out of money, and I had done a lot of TV way back when on Tales from the Dark Side, and every other script would come up with all of a sudden you're in a void, right? Because they're those kind of stories, right?
Yeah.
And so we got really used to knowing that you could hang a few blacks up, and blacks being big pieces of duvetine. No, we weren't hanging blacks up. I mean, we were hanging blacks. Okay, yeah. So we would make these rooms out of duvetine, which is this black cloth, and you didn't have any distance in it, and all of a sudden you could just put lights in the middle of it, and all you could see was whatever the light was shining on and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was a type of limbo. So I knew that you couldn't tell distance that way. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I said, look, we're going to make a set without making a set.
Right.
What we're going to do is we're going to put up the frames of windows, and we're going to do this. We're going to build a door, this big, amazing door, right? Mm-hmm. But we're going to just wrap the whole house, the whole warehouse with black duvetine. Mm-hmm. And and we're gonna put up these set pieces. I'm gonna put out these pews. We're gonna hang these, and we'll do some platforms, and we'll do the breakaway stained glass window and the screen that Robert goes up against.
Yeah. So wait a minute. So you're telling me that whole church scene was not even like you just built that?
Right. And it wasn't there.
I'm like, what the hell? I remember that scene when Freddy Krueger comes all crazy. Like,
what were you looking at? Do you know what you were looking at? You were looking at a bunch of pews.
It looked like an old Catholic cathedral to me.
It did, right?
Oh yeah, it did.
But you were building that with your mind.
Hell yeah.
You're not seeing anything at all. It's a void. But the best was this: is that we even went further with it. We had a galley, a choir galley, right? Mm-hmm. And the way that we did that is we literally just shot. We made a little platform and we put this iron fence in front of it, mm-hmm. and then we took a bunch of tubes and spray painted them with brass spray paint.
Oh wow!
and that was the organ pipes that were behind them.
Really?
Yeah. When you're
the
looking
ones
at
that
the
blow
choir,
the steam and shit.
Yeah. So when you're looking at it, that's what you're looking at.
Man. That's why you're so good back, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, just that creative, man, you don't see that stuff these days. Everybody's blowing, like, millions of dollars on bull crap that don't even look good.
Well, the thing is when you were standing there and looking around, it didn't make sense. Because you're looking at these really long distances, right? And you're just seeing fabric, right? and, like, why does any of this work? And I have to keep and boy, my balls were out on the line because I was like, dude, this is the set. This is you gave me this as a set for the end of the fucking film.
It worked, man. It fucking worked though.
And
you know,
it
worked definitely.
I ask people all the time. I say, so what were the walls made of there? And they go, oh, well, they were. It was all stone, and it was all this great stone and these big beams. And I go, okay.
Hell yeah! Thank you guys once again. Thank you, Cindy, Addie, Shiloh, Butcher Babe in the house. She'll be up next to do Butcher Babe chat room right here on Chop Block TV. Once again, I want to say thank you guys for joining us. A big shout out to Fangoria for the podcast support. Chop Block TV, ButcherMedia.com. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Let's see. There was something else. I don't know if I was going to juggle chainsaws or something. I forgot what I was going to do.
Wow, can I watch that?
Yes. Let's see. It's $5 a ticket, though, okay?
Well, yeah, okay.
Let's see. Thank you. Cindy said you are very talented,
no, Cindy's, she's telling a lie. I take advantage of things that other people don't see. That doesn't take talent; it just takes better glasses.
There you go. Once again, thank you guys, and let's go ahead and talk about our next interview we're going to be chopping it up with. It's either going to be David Howard Thornton from Terrifier, Art the Clown, or it's going to be Sean Whalen from People Under the Stairs from Wes Craven. So either one's going to be kick-ass because I both really enjoyed their work. So
are we an interview show now?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people like us.
Is that what's happened? Is that how far we've fallen?
I know, right? Ugh.
Is that what we've become?
Well, it's cool because
I had such dreams.
The dreams. Oh man, the bright lights are fading, people.
Yes, I had dreams of glory.
Right.
Take those Technicolor dreams of yours and shrink them back down into a 19-inch Sony, and that's what we've really got.
I know. But yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. I mean, Sean Whalen was definitely probably the most creepiest character in that film. People Under the Stairs, if you guys ain't familiar with it, definitely go watch it, man. He was the guy that was actually the foster child, because in the movie it's about a foster family who takes these kids, and if they don't like them, they end up shoving them in the underneath upstairs where they live and they feed them like animals. It's so weird. And Sean Whalen was one of the kids who escaped from the cage and who lives in the walls and stuff. So it's going to be kick-ass, as well as David Howard Thornton. Art the Clown will be back for a recap interview. So that should be pretty cool.
Well, there you go. So we've what time is it?
I don't know.
Is it time for you to shut up?
Yeah, I know. I gotta zip it. I gotta zip it and clip it.
Oh, 9 more minutes. I have to listen to you for 9 more minutes.
I know, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna sing the song. This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
Take one down and pass it around.
All right, thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Creeper Mama, everybody. Once again, it's a pleasure to see you guys in the comments and to tune in to the Best Kills Movie Club. And I do believe Monday we'll be back to talk about Santa Claus Murders Mars. Or what is it, David Big? I gotta watch it.
It sounds like Santa Claus Conquers Mars.
Santa Claus Conquers Mars.
I'm pinning you because you have to bring up a movie too. I brought up that. So
I was gonna pick Dead Alive, but since we already kind of just showcased and we already talked about, I don't know. I'll have to pick up something good. But if I'm gonna go ahead and pick one, oh man, I guess let's go ahead and how about Machete?
Machete.
How about Machete?
With
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
That was really good one.
That sounds like a deal. I absolutely love Danny Trejo.
Awesome.
And I've been meaning to check out Machete.
Yes, definitely it's gonna be awesome.
You know what? That's okay. We can go with that. Can I ask these people out here? Is there anything out there that you want to ask?
Yeah, questions.
Is there only 2 people on here? 3 people?
Well, Addie Shiloh, she's actually coming up next for the Butcher Babe chat room. Once again, let's see, we got Matt Foster says, all good, just finished tattooing. Well, there you go.
Ow! Now, wait a minute. Does that mean that he just got a tattoo? Or that he's been tattooing?
I think he just said just finished tattooing. He's probably an artist. Matt Foster is probably an artist. I'm assuming.
So, Matt, are you an artist? I love this direct communication.
I know, right?
With people that don't write back for
right. I know. Well, because there's a 10-second delay on Facebook, so it's kind of just
that's
you gotta
funny.
wait 10 seconds after you ask a question. It's like a 10-second awkward pause.
my brain is a 10-second awkward.
I know, right? It's just like
pause. Absolutely.
Jesse says yes, he is an artist. Cool. Hell yeah.
Well, cool. Well,
Mick, where's your secret tattoo? What kind of tattoos you got?
You know what?
He's like, I ain't got none of them, David.
I am not. You know what? I was there. I'm an older guy, and I was there when tattoos. There was a period where tattoos were Sailor Jerry.
Oh yeah, Sailor Jerry.
Way back in the day, but that was way back in the day,
right.
and through the 70s.
And Mick wasn't on a boat.
I wasn't on a boat. I swear to God, I was just going to say that.
That's why it's yin and yang. Damn it.
Yeah. And so then we got up through the 80s and into the 90s, and tattoos came back in. But then I was too old. At that point, I realized that if there was anything that I'd put on my body when I was 22, that I would have changed my mind.
Right.
So I'm just not a tattoo guy. I'm fickle that way.
I know. I just take up for mixed up. I just get all his tattoos.
That's the way it works.
We do a weekly thing. He just sticks a tattoo on a dartboard and throws it, and if it hits it, I have to get it tattooed on my butt. So
hey, and they're tattooed with a dart.
Oh yeah, that single needle stuff hurts.
So
hell yeah. Well,
hey,
awesome.
Look, Sherry says hi.
Sherry, that's my other co-host. That's Sally Starr. We actually host a relationships podcast together.
Wait,
we help people patch their marriages.
Wait. I just want that to settle in for a minute.
I know, right? He's like Carnage giving marriage advice.
Yeah.
I know. I know how to put on the suit and tie sometimes,
What
you know?
is wrong with the world?
I know. I've already been divorced once. I mean, I've been there, you know, so I kind of got a little roughy experience. What's up, Ronald? What's up? Addie, Matt is my boyfriend. He does all my tattoos. Hell yeah. Sweet. And they look amazing, too, man. You guys check out Addie Shiloh. Check her out on Instagram. Or check out butchermedia.com, and you can find all the information about Shiloh right there. And Matt Foster laughing my ass off. I'll try that one.
You back again, Matt?
Let's see. Hey, Mick and Carnage. Just saying there to make it look good. That's all. I know. Let's see. Hey, Mick. Carnage just saying there to make... Well, I'm not the one that makes anybody look good. I'm just the eye candy. I mean, I'm not even eye candy.
The tattoos are there to make you look better. You're the
God. Okay, yeah, I know. I was a nerd. I mean, for real, man. I took theater in high school. I was a comic book nerd. I collected tattoos just for myself. I didn't really want to look intimidating, but I did get my whole head tattooed with a spider web.
Wait. Now, are you sure that you collected them on your body though, or are you like another type of collector of tattoos?
Well, I mean, I'm a connoisseur of tattoos. I love ink, and I love things that mean stuff to me. Like I have my brother actually tattooed into my body with his ashes. I got just a bunch of stuff. I have a 1950s tattoo on my whole head of old school Sailor Jerry. Tattooed my whole head spiderweb. Right? Well, it looked good because in professional wrestling, you know, I was a bad guy, and I would come out there like, I'm gonna get you, little kids, you know, and come out and try to get everybody riled up in the ring, and you know, they would want to see me get my ass kicked, and that was basically what I did. You know, me and the good guy go out there, I beat the good guy up for a while, he comes back, I beat him up, and then he, you know, kicks my ass. And the people go nuts.
I still would like to see your ass get kicked.
Oh, hey, man, I'm all over YouTube. You can go check out some of my Lucha Libre stuff when I was in Mexico. You can see some of my Japanese death match, me rolling around in barbed wire and stuff.
This means in another couple of years you're going to be old enough that you know, Kid could blow you over with a straw and a breath of fresh air.
Yes, exactly. I know. I'm outdated, and I'm I need some new shoes. Once again, let's see. All right, we got 4 minutes, so let's see. We have 4 tattoos, says Creeper Mama. Let's see. Sherry says, I mean, you're on the podcast to make it look good. I give you all the good advice. I know, I just steal all of Sally's material that she comes off with.
Who's taking advice from a guy who used to throw himself headlong at rows and rows and rows of fluorescent light bulbs?
Right. Well, it just knocked a lot of sense into me, I guess.
Oh, is that what it's called these days?
Right.
I get it. Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes you just got to jump in the pool with no water. Just make sure you got your floaties.
So Sherry now wants me to tune in to listen to you and her.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's mainly for singles as well as married couples, people trying to patch up their marriages, maybe trying to spice up the bedroom and all that good stuff. So we take a bunch of questions as well as we talk about specific things, what to do and what not to do in relationships, and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, you know, we get into it.
There you go.
I know. I actually wear a thong bikini the whole time and fake the funk.
See, now that's the first thing that makes sense I've heard yet.
I know.
Now I've got that image to get rid of, and we've only got 1 minute left. Jesus Christ.
I know, damn it. Oh, let's see. Sherry says, I've been married for 11 years successfully. # Navy wife.
Oh,
there you go. Speaking of boats.
Awesome. Yes. Does she have any Sailor Jerry tattoos?
Yeah, there you go. Sally, do you have any tattoos? Do you got the anchor on the butt cheek?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
We're about out of time here.
I know, damn it.
It's time to press that big shiny red button in the
That's
sky.
right. Once again, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, make sure to go add Fangoria. And that's what we're trying to do, man. I've been attacking Fangoria for like a year and a half now, trying to get full sponsorship. They did get us the podcast support.
Do you
so
know
I'm
how
still
he
content.
did it? You know how he did it?
Hard work. And Mick. I just used Mick to get there.
And me.
Hell yeah, as well as that Sonic the Hedgehog movie's coming out, and Jim Carrey is playing Dr. Eggman, so that's going to be pretty cool. Once again, much love and respect, people. The time has come to say
It's
goodbye. And we'll see you next Monday. Boo!
Bye.